We have a couple of talk and then followed by a colorful cultural event which is going to follow. So there's a lot of things for all of us. But we're now heading towards the concluding stage of today's conference. The way forward, key takeaways. I would request Dr. Gopal Krishna B, City Commissioner of Hubli-Dharwad, to kindly come over here and give us an insight into this. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Gopal Krishna.
Good evening, everyone. Respected Adi sir, my seniors, dignitaries, and colleagues. I'm a doctor by profession. So we practice something called as evidence-based medicine. Similarly here, legacy waste management, for that matter, it has started probably a decade or 2 decades back. So we're still in the nascent phase. As a commissioner, after assuming the charge, like I've spent almost 6 months now, the best model will always be the one where we engage 4 players, that is the corporation authorities, the NGOs, the private companies, and the public participation, people themselves. So today, like almost all the 3 stakeholders were here and we did a proper brainstorming session. It was really an engrossing one. Most of the time we commissioners will be in the firefighting mode, but today it was an eye-opener for all of us. Legacy waste management, though there is no one successful model, but some of the things that has been emulated, done in the past and probably in the last decade, it has shown the way. That is what we understood from today's presentation. During the beginning, we got a very good start by Sampatji, where he emphasized on the elephant in the room. That is the waste that is being created on a daily basis. I reiterate his point again that door-to-door collection and waste segregation, if we can concentrate on these 2 things, we can tackle legacy waste as well as the waste management problem to a larger extent. And also, we got to know the basics, that is what, why, when, where, how, from the key speakers like Dr. Richa and others. And also, we got to know the best practices from across the country, be it Ambikapur model, be it speakers from Bhopal. They even discussed about Indore, Noida. So one thing is very common there. The public participation along with the private companies and NGOs, they have joined together with corporation and they have done their bit. Probably more such engagement by these private players and others along with corporation will definitely pans good for the state. And then coming to the afternoon discussions, where it was very provocative, invigorating, I would say, whether we should go for dumpsite remediation or dumpsite rehabilitation, or whether the term itself is right or wrong, biomining or it is inert waste management. These things definitely kindled us, kind of gave food for the thought. And finally, we got to know about the rule position, that is the rules, regulations, acts regarding the legacy waste management. And also Srinivasulu sir taught us how to approach pollution control board as well as legacy waste management today. So in this sense, most of the things that has been discussed, it will be a take-home message for me and my colleagues here, and we'll thank you all the organizers and DMA madam for organizing this meaningful and engaging event here. Thank you once again. Thank you all of you.
That was indeed pretty crisp. Thank you, Dr. Gopal Krishna. I would now request K. Ravichandran, Interim Executive Director, TIDE, for the closing remarks.
I am indeed humbled to be here with all of you, and I'm sure that we have all had our learnings and takeaways. I have had a lot of learnings, so it's all something is here. So I start with by thanking Justice Subhash ji, Srinivasaju ji, Madam DMA, Stanzin, all the people who have participated today, sharing their knowledge one way or the other, listen to us. That also is a sort of learning from the, or what was one of the opportunity which is available of having listened to so many people with so many different wisdoms. And most of all, I think I would be, it would be very unfair to actually not thank the effort of the teams behind each of the organizing committees, the people who have been behind DMA Madam from the Directorate of Municipal Administration, the team behind Stanzin from BORDA, and the team behind TIDE. I think from my side, I would clap and give this occasion to them because of their efforts, this whole meeting has actually come to some stage where we have been able to share our knowledge. So then the second most important people, the people who have organized this hall, the lighting, the sound, the the telecast, live telecast, and most importantly, the food. I think all the people who have been involved on the back end to make this day comfortable for all of us, I think they owe a clap from our side and our gratitude, deepest gratitude for having served us today on this occasion. So I think that covers most of the thanking, and if I have missed out somebody, please do accept my sincere apologies. And coming to the thoughts on what we did today, I just wanted to share some quick learnings which I picked up from all of you. So one was that we need to learn from what we have not done correctly. So that covers what is legacy. So, and we not allow the legacy to build up as we progress. Then we need to have probably separate out this whole idea of how to approach this legacy waste into sort of programmatic way, where one of the activity of that program could be to stop the legacy from getting generated in future. So we need to have the capacity to address it that way. Then most importantly, I think it has been coming out again and again that the ULB needs to be having capacity in various different ways, from either documentation to the capacity to actually envisage and understand, plan, and go about moving and implementing a certain program. And the focus, I think, needs to move now to very clearly the small town. So we all have been caught up. There have been a lot of sharings on how we have been actually under the sun in terms of how we have handled large cities. So definitely there has been a mismanagement, and can we actually stop this mismanagement in the smaller towns and the villages and the panchayats, which are the next growing smaller towns. So it is not that the small towns are going to stop at some stage, the small towns are going to continue. So how do we actually approach that problem? I think that is where I think the role of DMA comes in, wherein we probably are envisaging you to be a leader and trying to take all of us. So on behalf of all the participants here, in terms of people like BORDA and TIDE from the civil society, all the institutions of various nature, from academics to people who have been technically working on projects, who know the machinery, who know the technology, all of us will be willing to hold hands. So we expect the leadership and probably some sort of direction to start with. From a government side, I think a lot of directions have started. There is a lot to do, but then there will always be a lot to do. So I don't think there's any stage where we will say that, okay, we have done enough. So everything is a start, and I think we have to keep our pace on and move forward. I think that is the leadership which we are looking at from DMA, and that was probably one of the major objectives of this facilitation exercise of having organized so many different people with different wisdoms. I think that could cover most of my. So actually, one of the things which I was personally reminded of in this whole story was there was this documentary by Sir David Attenborough, where he says, we are at a cusp, and we are at a cusp because it's a good cusp to have. We have all the information which we need. We are completely aware of the problem. We know what to do. On the second side, we are also equipped with all the technologies which we know of. We have enough and more technologies to look at. So what is it which is stopping us? It's only our will. I think that is the will which probably from my side as a personal expression, I would say that, that is the will joint will from all of us, which will ensure that we don't have this word legacy associated with waste anymore. Thank you.
Thank you very much, K. Ravichandran. In a few moments from now, once the stage is set, we'll be having a cultural event, Sammilana by Shambhavi Dance Ensemble, under the concept and direction of acclaimed and award-winning personality, Srimati Vaijayanti Kashi. But before that, we'll have a photograph for all our memories, the guests, the speakers, and yes, all concerned will have a photograph, and the organizers. So